Today I'm joined by Karli Sherman. Karli, thank you so much for being here today. How are you doing?
I'm amazing. It's a great day.
It sure is. It sure is. Karli, let's start with your story. Can you share a little bit about your background and how you got started in the coaching space that you're in today?
Absolutely. I'm Karli. I am a 39-year-old single child-free entrepreneur. I live in South Louisiana. And my role currently as the owner of Karli Sherman Productions is I'm a professional speaker and leadership coach and MC and pageant coach. But you don't get too many of those, huh? But how I got here, I've had a pretty cool career path, I think. So I started college as a theater major. We love theater kids. Thought I wanted to be on Broadway. Still do. I think that would be really cool. Listen, it's a dream. Maybe it'll happen one day. And then I decided I didn't really want to live in New York. And that's hard to be on Broadway if you don't want to live in New York. So we had to change paths. I thought I wanted to work in hospitality. So after college, I got a job at Disney World, working front desk at hotels. Quickly discovered I do not want to go into hospitality. Hard no. So one of my sorority sisters got me a job at a youth leadership conference. So I got to teach leadership to middle school kids and take them around Washington, D.C. And I was like, oh, hold on. This is cool. I'm really good at this. I really like this. But I don't love a classroom setting. So I got my master's in higher education and student affairs. So I worked with the big kids, the college kids. And I worked on universities for 10 years, producing university traditions and teaching leadership to college students. And after about a decade, I was like, you know what? I like this, but we can go bigger. I think more people need to learn the tools and the skills that I'm teaching to these college students. I think full-grown adults need to learn some of these lessons I'm teaching to these college students. So I started my business 5 years ago, and now I get to travel around the country and around the world working with nonprofits, college students, entrepreneurs, big companies, and get to teach leadership development and professional development.
What an amazing path. I just love that. And I love the way everything sort of fell into place. It didn't seem like there was sort of this overall plan, but step by step, things started to reveal themselves.
Yes, I agree. It's one of those reasons I've never really vibed with the where do you see yourself in 5 years kind of thing, because the whole reason I had those opportunities and I got to meet cool people and have amazing jobs and it led me to where I am is because I didn't have this one focused path, this like one thing that I'm have the my eye on the prize. Not to say that I don't have goals, for sure. But because I didn't have this one thing, I was able to say yes to really cool opportunities that came my way. So I have like overarching things that I want to do, but otherwise, I leave the door open, you know?
Yeah, I like that. Just opening the possibilities and not sort of pigeonholing yourself and having this one fixed frame on where you think you need to go or where you need to be. So, if we look at your business today, you said you're traveling, you're speaking. Where do you spend most of your time and energy in your business right now?
So right now, actually, one of my favorite things I get to do is work with women. That's my target audience is professional women. So usually women in the business world, in the professional world, between the ages of 20 and 50. That's my number one demographic. And one of the coolest groups of women I get to work with are pageant women. And so right now I actually have a whole set of pageant queens that I get to coach, which, you're like, oh, interesting. Pageant coaching. What does that have to do with leadership coaching and professional development? Everything. I actually think pageants are the number one greatest tool for personal and professional development in the United States for women. Like the skills that I get to teach and that these women get to then practice through competing for a title and then becoming a queen, it's unmatched, unparalleled in skill development and connection. So I love that I get to do pageant coaching and do professional development and teach stage skills, right? The walking and the modeling and the speaking and the interviewing that we do in pageants translates directly into real life. And so my leadership coaching then is informed by pageantry. So I get to teach not only interview skills, but how to interview on a stage or how to interview in something like this, right? Like if you want to be on a panel or on a podcast, or you're being interviewed for an award or something, I have a very specific set of skills because of pageantry that translates to showing up in front of people, right?
Yeah, so important. And I think the young women that you're working with today become our leaders of tomorrow.
Yes.
Right? So it's
Absolutely.
one building block or a foundation of their
Exactly.
future that you're helping them build.
Yes. And what's cool about pageantry is it's a competitive sport, just like travel baseball or cheerleading or whatever. It's exactly the same. But unlike a lot of these sports where you have to start really young, my youngest client actually is 14. My oldest is 65. So there is a range. It is never too late to get involved with pageantry. You can start. I had a client who started last year at 60. And so I think it's a really cool world with really interesting people that can have some really great skill development.
I love that. That's such a what a beautiful range of skills and ages and experiences that you get to work with.
It is. It's very cool. And like really cool professional women, which is one of the, I think, niche things that I teach is not only professional development skills and thought patterns, but really the confidence skills and the public speaking skills are usually what I get requested to teach the most, whether that's in coaching or on a stage during a keynote or a staff training. It's really the confidence skills and the public speaking skills. I feel like people are craving that right now. And that's something that my professional experience and my pageant experience have come together to teach. And it's just watching the moment when like someone has this breakthrough and you're like, oh, I can deliver this speech on stage and not have a heart attack and die. I'm like, yeah, you can. It's great. Isn't that awesome?
If you could give your clients one piece of advice this week, what would that be?
Oh my gosh, one piece of advice this week. There's the big thought kind of things. One of my favorite quotes is, I will not make myself smaller so someone else can feel bigger, right? Literally taking up space, but also figuratively taking up space as a person. And I think one of the greatest skills that I could teach to help accomplish that, or that to accompany that quote, is to stop apologizing. Just unless you did something wrong. If you messed up, own it. If you did something wrong, apologize. Okay. But we don't need to apologize for like existing, right? We see that a lot with, hey, sorry, can I just have a second of your time? Sorry, I have a question. Sorry. No. Oh, excuse me, just walking behind you. So sorry. Just excuse me. What? Why? Why are we? Don't apologize for moving behind. No. No. We're not going to do that. We're just going to say, excuse me, coming behind you. Hi, I have a question when you have a second, right? My other favorite is, if you have like a typo in an email or on a graphic that you made. Oh my gosh, so sorry. I'll fix that right away. No, just thank you so much for catching that. I didn't even see it. I'll fix it right away. Stop apologizing. Take up space.
Yeah, so powerful. When you remove the apology from your statements, very different, totally different dynamic there.
Yes. I think we're taught to just play small, especially as women. Society has conditioned us to play smaller. And that shows up in a lot of ways. It shows up in those little everyday apologies. It shows up in the way we take pictures, which is also something I've ended up teaching. Okay, check this out. I'm a whole professional development speaker, trainer. I've got degrees in this stuff. And do you know what information has gone viral on TikTok? Do you know what my videos, not my videos teaching professional development? No. Why would those go viral? No, it's my stupid videos that I make about how to pose in pictures. which I started doing as like a pageant queen. I thought it would be cute, like a cute way to show up online as a pageant queen. I'm like, here's the things that I've learned and how to like model on stage and how to take pictures, which is something we do in pageants. And of course, that's the content that that goes viral, and then I get like 100,000 views on. But hey, listen, give the people what they want. If people want to learn how to take better pictures, yes, please do. We take pictures all the time, especially in today's world, right? And so literally take up space in your pictures. I see it all the time. The hunched over, and I'm like pressing into myself, trying to make my body smaller. We're going to stand up. We're going to push our shoulders back, chin up. We're going to take up full space. I am 5'11". And I wear heels almost every day. Baby, I'm taller than everybody in the room. I'm a size extra large, okay? I'm a large human, and I will stand right front and center. Like, look at this. You're welcome. You're welcome, right? And so, of course, the one thing that goes viral is my posing in pictures. But it's, I think, points to the fact that we have been told to shrink, to be smaller, be less, do less. I'm like, more is more.
I love that. Yeah, yeah, very empowering. Let's switch gears a little bit here. When you look at your business, what's working really well?
I want to say social media, right? I think I'm pretty good at it. I'm all right at it, you know? I'm not like a marketing professional or a professional content creator, like the people who get paid to make content, but I think I'm pretty good at it. So I'm very proud of my social media, personally and professionally. So I think that's going really well, something I'm very proud of, that I've really leveled up in over the last few years, from just having personal social media to then running a business and having business, which is very, very different, right? Personal and professional social media accounts, and everything about them is totally different. And so I'm very proud of my content. I think it's good. So that's been good, as well as an added challenge, because it's constantly changing. The algorithm and what it wants constantly changes, and the trends are constantly changing. So it's a constant challenge as well.
That was my next question. What's a challenge or bottleneck that you're tackling, and what is that teaching you? What are you learning from that?
Gosh, I'm learning patience, which is not a virtue I was blessed with upon birth. I blame my family. My dad always says that patience is not a virtue of the Sherman family, and he's right. So I think being a business owner, especially in the last 5 years, has forced me to be very patient. I feel like I should be farther along in my journey as an entrepreneur than I am, like, to be honest. I'm still fighting for every booking, every client that I can get, every stage that I speak on. And I think part of that is the fact that I launched my business in February of 2020 and decided I was working full-time at a university and was like listening to people before me who had done the same thing. I'm going to leave my corporate job, or even what I did, my university job, my higher education job, and become a speaker or a coach, and all the messaging was like, you can do it. Just go head first, dive all in. But what if I fail? But what if you fly? Right. And so I was like, yes, I'm going to do it. I'm going to quit my job and start a business, and it's going to be great. And so I did. And my last day at the university was March 2nd of 2020. And the world shut down 2 weeks later. Cool, bro. So, yeah, patience has been key for me since nothing in the last 5 years has gone the way that I thought it would. And I've had to completely adjust and pivot and change direction multiple times. But that's also like a cool skill in flexibility and adaptability that has been great. I'm pretty unshakable now, which is impressive. Like, there's very little you can do to scare me away, right? I've made it through the last 5 years. I'm still here. I'm still fighting. But it is yeah, it's still a constant fight. On the external side to like get clients, but then on the internal side, I feel like I'm in a constant fight with myself and my brain and my emotions of like, you should be doing more, you should have more clients by now at 5 years, that kind of narrative. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's crazy, the narrative and the expectations we place on ourselves are so much more, and then we would put on someone else.
Right. Yes.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
I gotta talk down my inner saboteur all the time. I'm like, girl, leave me alone, be quiet.
Exactly. Yeah. Looking back, what's one piece of advice you'd give your younger self in the role of a leader?
Oh gosh, there's so many things I want to tell little Karli. Oh, sweetie, keep going. You're doing everything right. Yes, yes, I love it. I wish I had been better at saying no. I didn't learn that skill until much later. I think the people pleaser side, I think I was raised to be a people pleaser, as a lot of women are, and I think a lot of millennials are. Um, and learning to say no, or other kind of negative things. Like, I'll never forget, in my first professional job, I had to fire someone, and I literally couldn't do it. Literally brought the dude into my office to have the conversation to fire him and didn't fire him. And so I went back to my boss, the director of the department, and I was like, help. And he's like, yeah, okay, so now we have two problems, because he still needs to be fired, and you just told me you can't do part of your job. So we now have two problems we have to solve. He was great, one of the best supervisors I've ever had, and really helped me through that process. But yeah, I wish I could tell younger Karli, girl, you got to have a thicker skin. And the earlier you start that, the better. Get better at hearing no and at saying no, setting boundaries, setting some rules for yourself. Because boundaries are rules that govern you, and rules govern other people's actions, right? So boundaries for myself, what are they? And being comfortable with saying no. No, thank you. Thank you for thinking of me, but I can't. You also don't have to lie. You can just like say no, be like, oh my gosh, thank you for inviting me. So sorry I can't make it. You don't have to like say why. I also didn't know that. I thought you just like explain yourself to people. You don't. You can just say no. Thank you so much. Can't make it.
No is
Wow.
a full sentence, yes.
It is. And if I could, I wish I could tell her that. Oh, sweet little angel was making up lies left and right. And I'm like, you don't have to lie. You could just be like, no, thank you. Shocking.
Those are good lessons, though, and I think they're lessons that everybody can take and apply to their own situations. And
I hope this helps somebody who is struggling, with saying no, or I'm like, you can just do it. I didn't know. I truly thought you had to explain it. You don't. And then I heard somebody one time who was just like, gosh, thank you for thinking of me. I'm sorry I can't. And just stopped. I was like, you can do that? You can just like not give a reason? I love this. I'm going to try it. And I did. And no one died. No one freaked out, and no one hated me.
it's crazy, the mental gymnastics we do. And when you have someone else, I mean, let's see, when you can see someone else do something that you don't know, like you said, the light goes on, and now you have something else to model, right? And I think that's part of the journey, and in leadership, in working with people, and challenging yourself and putting yourself out there, and exploring new opportunities, is that you get to see how other people operate in the similar environment, the similar space. And
You never know what one little thing is going to stick. Like, whoever that person was, I'm sure they don't even, it didn't even register that they taught me a super powerful lesson that day. I'm sure if I was like, hey, do you remember saying this? They'd be like, no, what are you talking about? But how profound of an effect that moment had on my life and the way that I now function in the world. And she doesn't even remember that she said it. like, gosh, the impact that we have the ability to make and maybe don't even know. Oh,
Yeah, that it's crazy. It's crazy. We all do that, and we don't get the grat. There's I think there's a sense of fulfillment and gratification when you do understand the impact you make, and we don't necessarily have that opportunity presented to us in many times. It's great when we do. I mean, you as a coach and working with these young women who are engaging in these pageants, you must get a lot of that feedback on the positive impact and that you're making with these people.
absolutely. It's one of the lessons it's one of the like engagement tactics that I use in a lot of my trainings, like my keynotes and my staff trainings at companies is and I've used it in a couple different ways, but it's essentially the same thing. And it's doing exactly what I just said. Like, think of someone who has impact. And honestly, whoever's listening to this podcast, I would say, here's the challenge. Think of something like that somebody has said to you that you'll never forget, whether it was a lesson or it was a quote, or it was just this thing that changed the way you thought about something or whatever, inspired you to do something, inspired you to join an organization or submit that application or whatever. And text them right now and tell them, hey, I'm in this organization because you suggested it. Hey, I have this job right now because you suggested that I apply for it. Or I am in this career field because when I was in college, you said I would be good at this. And now it's what I do for a living. Like, text that person and tell them that they said something or did something that has made an impact on you, because they might not even know that or remember that they said it. And I think, what a cool gift to give someone.
Yes, for sure, definitely. So, as we look ahead, what's lighting you up, and where do you want to go with your business in the next year, 2 years, 5 years? What's your vision?
Oh my gosh. Well, the ultimate goal, I want to be the next like Brene Brown or Oprah. That's the goal. Man, I want to be the next Oprah. Although she's a little more journalism side. I'm not a journalist, more on the professional development speaker side, but same thing that she's got going on. That's what I want. That's what I want to do. I really think I do my best work in front of people, in a microphone on a stage. It's where I was born to be. I think it's the reason I started as a theater major. There was something in me starting when I was 10 years old. I did my first play that ignited this core knowledge. I'm talking, I know in my soul, the way that I know I'm a woman, and I know I'm an American, and I know that I'm sitting in Lafayette, Louisiana right now. The things that you just know innately in your core, I know I was meant to make an impact through a microphone from a stage. Whether that was, I thought that was entertainment, right, through theater. And now I think it's through professional development and education from a stage, right? I think that's where I can impact people the best. So I am really looking for these conferences who need keynotes, these staff trainings and company trainings who want to level up their connection and their development of their team. And I also love emceeing. Listen, it's not the same. People think speakers are good MCs. They're related. They're like cousins, okay? But very different set of skills. And I do think my theater background gives me an edge in the MC world. I've gotten to MC a lot of nonprofit events, some galas and fundraisers, some award shows, pageants, right? And I think I'd love to do more MCing. Let's be real. I think it's fun. It's a challenge because there's so much that happens in the moment that you don't know or can't prepare for. So it's unlike a keynote where everything is planned. I can talk for an hour about a subject and I know exactly what I'm going to say. But MCing, no, you don't always know what's going to happen, and you have to be on in the moment and make it fun, and it's cool. It's a rush. It's a thrill.
It's like improv.
It is. Oh, it's so good. I'm so into it. I also got to do my first live auction as an MC recently. That was really cool.
I love that vision that you have for making a difference and impacting um, a larger scale of people,
Yeah.
impacting at scale.
Yes.
I think that's a beautiful vision, and I have no doubt you will be very successful. And you are successful, but I'm sure that will continue from what I see from you today. As we wrap up, I'd like to leave our listeners with one takeaway. If you could give one piece of advice to leaders navigating change, what would that be?
Okay. First things first, any type of transition, have to understand one thing up front. All transition is ugly. All of it. Even good transition, even if what you're trying to do is good, it's all rough. Like, even think of like the happiest, best thing, getting a puppy. Oh my God, I love dogs. I love them more than people. I love dogs. Getting a new dog, only a good thing. It is the best thing. And still, wow, what a transition. It's going to be rough. You ever trained a puppy? It's wild. Okay. Rough transition. All transitions are rough, even the good ones. So we have to know that up front. I think that's the first thing. Just know it's not easy, and it's going to be long, and it's going to be hard. And that's part of it. Like that, it just is. So don't think you're doing something wrong, or that you're bad at it, or this is taking longer than it should. No. All transition sucks, even the good ones. So I think that's I hope you would feel better about whatever transition you are making right now with yourself or your company or your career. It's supposed to be bad. Sorry. Ooh. But you're going to be better for it, and you're going to be smarter for it, and you're going to be stronger for it.
Yeah, that's where the learnings happen. The choppy waves, right?
Yeah.
The choppy waters. When you change in any facet of life, it's unknown territory, and it's only as you work through those challenges that things sort themselves out and become a little smoother sailing, as it were.
We know from research, there's like a lot of research. We know that when you fail or you mess up, you learn more than when you do it right. Which is also, man, that's some like karma stuff right there. Like, really? Really? But yeah, we know that when you do hard things, when things fail, when they go wrong, when you mess up, those are where the bigger life lessons come from. So also know that if you messed up, that's good. You're doing it right. I know that sounds counterintuitive, but you're doing it right. Also, you're not a robot. So we're human, and we're infallible. We are fallible. We're not infallible. We are fallible. We are flawed beings. We are going to mess up. So good job. You are not a cyborg robot. You are fully human, and you're doing it correctly.
Yes, very sage advice. Karli, thank you so much for sharing your story today. I know people will take a lot away from this. Where can our listeners find you online?
Oh my gosh, yes. Listen, my website is my name, karlisherman.com. And it's Karli, because my dad's name is Kenneth. So they named me Karli with a K for him. And there's an I at the end because my mom wanted to dot it with a heart. Isn't that cute? Yeah. So I still sign my name, and I dot my I with a heart for my mom. But it's Karli Sherman. It's my website. You can also find me on LinkedIn at Karli Sherman and Karli Sherman Productions. Instagram, Karli Sherman Productions. And then all my personal stuff is Karli Glitter. So TikTok and Instagram, Karli Glitter, because I do love the sparkles.
We'll be sure to link that in the show notes. Karli, thanks again so much for joining me on the Leadership Lab. It's been such a pleasure speaking with you today.
Thank you so much. This is so much fun. You're a great interviewer. Appreciate it.
Thank you for spending your time with me today on the Leadership Lab podcast. My hope is that this conversation sparked a new perspective or reinforced something you already knew. Until next time, keep leading with curiosity and intention.